If you put a bottle of Coke on a table and you decide to worship it, nobody can stop you. You have the right to change your religion anytime you like. Hi, this is Sheikh Bile Esquire on Free Law and Politics. Welcome. I want to appreciate your comments, your feedbacks generally, and more particularly, I want to point at a particular aspect of it. I've been receiving calls and messages from various viewers and listeners asking if we had a mentorship program or a consultancy program. We do. So please get across on any of these social media. Somebody would reach across to you and we could work out something. So it means we are getting across, we are communicating, and I appreciate that. Today, we will talk some law and we will hit certain areas that we have not hit before. You will remember that largely we have been talking about your rights so far. We will treat a few more today. Then as time goes on, we will go to other aspects. So today, let's talk about the right to liberty, right to personal liberty. That is encapsulated in Section 35 of the Constitution. You are free to move anywhere you like. That is the summary, except in some instances. So maybe if we talk about the exceptions, you will be able to get the full extent of your rights to personal liberty. You can move anywhere you like I said earlier, except if, for example, you have been convicted by a court of law and the restriction on your movement is to execute that court order. Or if there is a court order and enforcing that court order means that you cannot move as you please. Or if the purpose of restraining your movement is to take you before a court of law. For example, if you are accused of committing a crime and they want to take you before a court, then they can restrict your movement. Another exception is if you are below 18 and the purpose of restraining or restricting your movement is for your welfare or for your education, or maybe your parents are taking you somewhere to learn a trade, then your right to personal liberty does not reach that extent. Or if it is for medical purposes, maybe you have a contagious disease and to avoid a situation in which you will be spreading it around, they want to restrict your movement. That is also perfectly legal. You cannot say you have a right to personal liberty under those circumstances. Or finally, if the purpose of restricting your movement is to, maybe you are illegally in Nigeria and they want to take you out of Nigeria, or you have an illegal immigration status, which they want to use the law to regularize, then the right to personal liberty could be curtailed. I hope you get that particular angle. Let's take another right. Right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Generally speaking, you have a right to think anything you want. You have a right to worship any god or idol you want. In other words, if you put a bottle of Coke on a table and you decide to worship it, nobody can stop you. It has also been decided in various cases that the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion extend to the fact that you have the right to change your religion anytime you like. So if somebody says you must worship a particular divinity, the person has encroached on your right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Let's look again at another right, right to fair hearing. Whatever it is you are accused of, you have a right of reply. And it extends even beyond the courts of law. It extends to day-to-day life, day-to-day activity. If, for example, you are accused of doing something wrong in your workplace, the law says that after your accusers have talked, you too, you must be heard. In any forum at all, you have a right to fair hearing. Whenever anybody says either for or against you, you too have a right to defend yourself. So maybe we could just put it at that for now. We'll go further next edition. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment. Thank you very much. See you next time.